Joining us via Skype from Asaba, the Delta State capital, to discuss education development in the state is the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Mr. Chiedu Ebie. Thank you for coming on, joining us on News Across Nigeria. If you can hear me, welcome you again to the program. Is there a cause for concern in the education sector in Delta State?
Hi, Olumide. Thank you for having me on your program. I don't think so. I would say that there's no cause for concern in the education sector here in Delta State. If anything, we've worked very hard in the 3.5 years that Governor Kowa has been administering the affairs of Delta State to ensure that we develop the basic and secondary education subsector. To this end, we've achieved a lot of first, we've done a lot in technical and vocational education. We've also done a lot in the area of infrastructure. To be precise, for technical and vocational education, I believe we're one of the very first states to focus on the repositioning of technical education, because we see the benefits in getting our youth into our technical schools so that they can be equipped with some skill sets that will make them entrepreneurs and not just job seekers. In the areas of infrastructure also, we've done quite a bit. And one thing I will tell you is that aside from the budgetary provisions of the state, we've also been able to access the funds from Universal Basic Education Commission, the UBE fund. And when we came into office in 2015, the state had not accessed funds from as far back as 2012. But we are up to date now, so we've done 2012 up to 2018. And this entailed or involved the government contributing approximately 6.6 billion in terms of counterpart funding. And this, together with the funds from a budgetary allocation, has resulted in us renovating about 4,618 classrooms. Excuse me, 4,618 classrooms have been renovated and constructed by the state government, in addition to the provision of furniture, where we've provided almost 150,000 pieces of furniture for both students and teachers. In fact, 150,000 for students, I'm sorry, about 72,000 for teachers. So, but you know, it's an ongoing process. We have never said that we've been able to deal with all the problems, because Delta State is a peculiar state. I believe that we are the state that has the highest number of schools in Nigeria today. To be precise, we have six technical colleges. We have 1,125 public primary schools and 465.
I hear what you're saying. Let me jump in here.
Yeah, sure.
But that being the case, what's happened in the case of Okotie Ebo School, and did that escape the attention of the Education Board? And are there more schools like that in that very dilapidated state?
Well, I mean, if you have 1,125 public primary schools, you definitely would agree with me that you can't all be in the best of shape. The deterioration in the Okotie Ebo Primary School, it didn't start today, neither did it start a year ago or 3 years ago. It's been there for a while, but no, it didn't skip our radar, because sometime last year it was brought to our attention and we did the needful. Okotie Ebo Primary School, like I did say when I visited the school, it exists in 2 locations, even though they're within the same neighborhood and within a minute's walk of each other. So we went out there, we assessed it, and we did the needful, but we had to do it in phases. We had to phase it for 2018 and 2019, and we awarded a contract for the renovation of the school. So when people say that it was an afterthought, I think that's very unfair, and that is totally out of order, because the contract was awarded on the 29th of November, 2018, for the renovation of the first phase of the Okotie Ebo Primary School. And when we visited on Monday, they could see that work had actually started. So we do it in phases. I mean, you must plan and you must do things in phases because of also because of budgetary constraints as well. So
this is a work in progress? You're saying this is a work in progress? There are more schools like this, and along the line, one after the other, they'll be renovated and those issues will be taken care of?
Most definitely. Most definitely. We hope that we can achieve everything in the next 4 years of power. But it's definitely work in progress. If you've seen pictures or videos of our technical colleges or even some of our schools, you would see that they were as bad as Okotiebo Primary School. But today, a good number of them are well new looks. A good number of them have upgraded infrastructure.
Then what then are the challenges that you have?
Well, the first challenge is that we are an education-loving state, so there's a need for more schools. Despite the fact that cumulatively or combined, we have over 1,600 primary, secondary, and technical colleges. But there's still a need for additional schools because there's still communities where children still commute almost over 10 kilometers to get to the nearest schools. And so if we're going to provide access to education for these students, school-age children, it means that we need to provide them more schools, even in the riverine community. Because Delta State is approximately 40% riverine. And so there are communities where children have to hand paddle almost 45 minutes to an hour to the nearest school. So it means that despite the numbers, and despite being the the state in Nigeria that has the highest number of schools, we still need to establish more schools.
Do you need more money from the state government? Do you need more money? Is there enough of an allocation from the State House of Assembly?
It can never be enough. It can never be enough because budgeting, you can only budget based on your projected or estimated income. So yes, of course, if more money is allocated, it will go a long way. But budgeting is it's a tricky process, and you have to do it within the available resources.
So the little girl has become an overnight sensation for the wrong reason.
Correct.
We hope we hope there are no more students like that who have been sent out of school. And is that situation taken care of?
Well, on the issue of first and foremost, the school head had no right to either levy the pupils in her school, nor did she have the right to send her out of school. I mean, there was absolutely no right, because it's very clear. We operate a free education system here in Delta State, and this is in line with the Universal Basic Education Act, which is a federal legislation. And so it's clear, basic education is free. And in Delta State, it's also extended to senior secondary as well, where it's free education. But we've made it clear. It's also another problem we have. This is a problem that has become a recurring decimal, this issue of unapproved levies or unapproved fees being imposed on pupils and students by school heads. About a year and a half or 2 years ago, the governor actually even ordered the arrest of some school heads in the Warri Efurun axis who were engaged in this unauthorized act. And they were arrested, a panel was set up, and they were sanctioned. We've had cause to demote school heads, we've had cause to take them out, and so on. So it's a problem that we will continue to deal with, and we hope that someday, we'll be able to put an end to it. It's clear.
We hope that happens as well. Mr. Chiedu Ebie, thank you so much for coming on News Across Nigeria. Educational development across the country is important, and Delta State as well, where you are the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education. Thank you for coming on the program today.